The first part of a sales call is the opening. This is where you introduce who you are, why you're calling, and how is the rest of the call going to look like. If you sound weak and unsure in the beginning stage, the rest of the call goes downhill. So it's very important to have a strong opener, introduce yourself, who you are, why you're calling, how you're gonna help, and let them know exactly how the rest of the call is gonna go, right? I'm gonna ask you a couple questions to make sure to see if we could help you. And if everything makes sense, then I will be more than happy to have you on the team. Real simple. This is the opener, okay? The second part is rapport. This is not no cheesy conversations. Hey, how's the weather going? No, right? This is just to make them feel understood and comfortable while you're getting them to open up, all right? Just a quick introduction. You don't have to go through like, hey, how's the weather going? All that corny stuff, all right? It's just letting them know that you're, a solid person, making them feel comfortable and open up, right? So that's the second stage, is rapport. Step 3 is discovery. This is where you start asking questions, all right? This is where you start asking them questions. The goal is real simple. It's just to understand them. Understand. All right? Here, really right. Understand them, all right? So this is where you just start asking questions, okay? This is very important. The discovery, in my opinion, the discovery is the most important part of the sales call, because if you don't understand where they're at, where they're coming from, what's the goal, getting to know them on a deeper level, on a personal, you won't have any ammo, you won't have any pain, right? So it's hard to sell something when you're just pitching them logically, like the price, right? It's such it'll hit harder if you understand where they're coming from in discovery by asking them really good questions. Why is starting this business so important to you? What's the goal? What are you looking to accomplish? These things are so important in the discovery. A lot of people fail this, right? The discovery is the most important part of the call, because now once you understand, you build pain, right? You'll see their current situation. What's their goals? Etc., right? That way you understand who do you have in front of you, what they do for a living, how much time they have, why is it so important, what are they looking to accomplish, what are they trying to get away from. So the discovery is really important. Now, the fourth part of the sales call, pain. What I mean by that, this is where you have to figure out what are they struggling with, where are the frustrations. I see a lot of closers when they're starting out trying to rush this process. Amateurs rush this, professionals slow down. Take your time, ask good questions. Okay, what's going on? What are you struggling with, right? What struggles, pain, difficulties. If there is no pain, there is no sale. So this is so important. Don't rush the process, don't rush this part. Take your time. A lot of beginners rush this and go straight to transitioning. The fifth step is the transition. Is pretty self-explanatory. It's transitioning from the pain and transitioning everything that you've gotten from the prospect, you're transitioning and getting ready to close, ready to pitch, to close, and the objection. So transitioning is after, you do that after you get a good understanding of the prospect. So again, take your time. If you feel like you haven't gotten enough information in the discovery and the pain, then there's no point in rushing into the transition, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna rush the process and it's not gonna hit as hard as someone who fully understands the prospect and gets ready to go. Now for the pitch, it's important to tailor it to the prospect, to the individual's needs, right? Before you start presenting, all right, when it comes to the mentorship, what do you feel like you need? Oh, I need one-on-one help, I need guidance, I need support. Okay, why is that so important to you? Because that's just how I learn. Okay, besides one-on-one mentorship, like what else do you feel like you need? Community, so that way I can be held accountable. Okay, so now that you know like what they feel like they need in order for them to become successful, that's when you use that and you pitch it. So like, yes, we do have this. Now when it comes to the pitch, right? When it comes to mentioning the price and everything of the mentorship, hey, we do offer one-on-one help. It's based on everything that you told me. We have one-on-one help that's gonna help you stay accountable, get the information that you need, being held step by step of the process. 2, we have a community, that way you could connect with like-minded individuals to hold you accountable, right? So you're pitching everything that they tell you that they need. because now it convinces them, right? It makes them really interested in buying, because you're not just giving them value on things that they don't want, right? What if someone who doesn't care about one-on-one mentorship or only cares about community, for example, right? Or of course, maybe somebody doesn't care about the step-by-step videos. Well, what if they only care about one-on-one mentorship, right? You don't want to just tell them, hey, we have course materials ready to go, and that's it, right? You want to make sure that you mention everything that they feel like they want and that they need in order for them to become successful. Because now that you're giving them everything that they want, they're going to be more, they're going to be leaning towards buying whatever you're selling, whatever you're offering, because it's tailored to them, right? And every individual has their own individual needs, and we want to make sure that we're hitting them exactly where they need help with. It's gonna make them more convinced, right? It's gonna help them out a lot. So the pitch. So again, you want to tailor the pitch to the prospect, to the individual's needs. It hits harder and it makes it more convincing for them to buy. Another thing about the pitch is that you want to tailor it to their pain as well, right? You want to consequence them, all right? And let's say the past 6 more months go by and you haven't done a change, right? What do you feel like is gonna happen? After we pitch, we go straight to the close. A lot of beginners, they get nervous and they mess this up. You have to be straight up. You have to be confident. All right, if everything makes sense, with that being said, with everything that we have to offer, do you see us being able to help you become successful? Yes? All right, perfect. The mentorship is $4,000 or $5,000 or whatever the price is, right? After that, it's and with that being said, can I welcome you to the team? Just ask straight up front, right? Be like, all right. And this is where the objections might slide. Some people might be like, yes, I'm ready to go, they'll pay, right? If they seem hesitant or unsure, then that's when the objections come in, right? But let's make sure that we ask confidently, right? Do you see yourself being able to become successful when it comes to the mentorship? Yes, okay, and why is that? And they're gonna go on. You're basically secure, you're double closing them, right? You're making them convince themselves, yes, I see myself becoming successful because what you have inside the mentorship is really helpful, it's really valuable. I see myself getting the help that I need in order for me to reach XYZ goals, right? So that's when we go for the close, all right? With that being said, can I welcome you to the team? Yes, or how would you like to proceed, right? Different closers have different closing styles, and you can figure it out on your own, what works best for you. Usually I like to make it more exciting. And with that being said, can I welcome you to the team? It sounds more inviting, right? And they'll be like, yes, confident, right? Yes. If no, then we have the objections. Now, objections. If you weren't able to close them, can I welcome you to the team? Oh, I'm not sure, or I need to think about it. Those are all objections. All behind that is a smoke screen, right? Especially, an objection is like a smoke screen. We have to figure out, okay, what's the real reason why they're not willing to join the team or invest in themselves to become successful, right? Most of the times it's fear, right? That's all it falls down to. At the end of the day, when someone doesn't agree to join the team, it's not rejection, it's more of just uncertainty. And we have to overcome that uncertainty in order to make them certain, to make them successful, so that way they can overcome that fear. So that's what it is, objections. That's the last step, we gotta handle that. Now, I wanna say every objection falls under a category. Watch, objections right here, right? So we have money, time, uncertainty, partner. So every objection falls under one of these categories, all right? Oh, I need to think about it. Okay, what's there to think about? Ah, the price is too expensive. Boom. Or I need to see if I have enough time. Time is subjective. Boom. Uncertainty. What testimonials? How do I know if you guys are not a scam? That's uncertainty. Oh, I need to talk to my wife. That's a partner objection. You see how every objection that you're gonna get falls under one of these categories? This is like the holy grail. So keep in mind, objections fall under money, time, partner, and uncertainty. After you figure it out, from there, everything becomes easy, all right? Our goal is to become an expert and handle all those objections because we understand as closers where this category falls under and how we're gonna help them out. Now, your job is to find out the real objection underneath one of these four, right? What's the real objection? They're gonna give you excuses, but what's the real reason why you're not moving forward, all right? So that's why we have to dig deep and ask better questions at the beginning of the call, right? And at the end of the call, so in order we could get a good understanding, a good grasp of who do we have in front of us and in order for them to push them to make a decision that's going to help them change their lives. So the money objection is a belief system, right? Because again, if the prospect in front of us, it says it's too expensive, right? Let's say this, what would be more expensive in the long run, right? You not being able to invest in yourself now because it's too expensive, or you staying at the same level for the past 30 years and not being able to change your life? If you had the skills and the knowledge to become a successful day trader, to invest in the markets, would time and money be such an issue anymore? No, it would not, right? Because you'll be making more money now because you had the skills, right? Because you believed in yourself in order to invest, in order for your skills to grow up, right? Once you get more skills, you have more money. So it's a belief system, right? Time is priority. That's really simple. Time, I don't think I have enough time. Time is subjective, right? Time, you're not prioritizing the time in order for you to become successful, right? Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. If you really want to make a change and change your life, you have to start prioritizing yourself, your skills, right? Your mindset in order for you to become successful and grow. So let's prioritize the time that we have now in order for us to become successful. So it's that simple, right? An uncertainty objection is just fear. They're not sure if it's going to work out for them yet, right? So it's fear. It's like self-doubt, right? Self-doubt. So what I like to tell people is that when they say, oh, I'm not sure, or, I'm a little nervous, at the end of the day, you got to ask them this. All right, based on what we shared on the mentorship or the course, do you see yourself becoming successful? Do you think that we're able to help you out? Yes. Okay, perfect. Why is that? Have them explain, yeah, because the mentorship is good. The one-on-one support, the guidance, right? The step-by-step videos, that's gonna help a lot. So, okay. Now, are you willing to put yourself in that position? Are you really gonna, are you truly committed in order for you to get results? Are you truly serious about you changing your life? Yes, I am. Okay, and are you truly committed to putting the work in order for you to become successful? Yes. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you're truly committed, the only person that can give you results that guarantee that certainty is yourself, right? Because even in everything in life, for example, people go to college, study, go to school, study lessons, right? Get a degree. But at the end of the day, there's nothing 100% that's certain. It's not certain that they're gonna get a job at the end of the year once they graduate from college after they invested thousands of dollars. Nothing in this life is certain, right? The only thing that's certain in life is death. That's it. And the IRS. I'm joking. But yes, there's nothing in life that's certain. So it's just about overcoming that uncertainty and doing what it takes in order for you to put yourself in that best position possible. Because if you are the person that's doing the work and getting successful and doing what it takes, there's no reason for you to fail. So that's what it is, right? So it's just self-doubt, fear of them becoming successful. So the partner objection is they're shifting the responsibility to someone else. Realistically, for example, it's the lack of prioritizing and seeing, all right, this is gonna help me 100%. Building enough pain so that they see like, okay, I have to make this change. It's the urgency, right? Because if something's really urgent, they're not gonna ask anyone else for help. They're gonna just do it. A great example is this. A great analogy that I use is like this. All right, for example, like let's say, your AC and it's a summer day, it's really hot, the AC goes out. Are you gonna ask your wife or your partner, for permission in order to replace the AC, or you're just gonna do it because it's something that needs to be done, right? Because the house is gonna be hot, everyone's gonna be sweating, it's a hot day. You're not gonna call your partner and say, hey, can I change the AC? No, you're gonna do it because it needs to be done. So you need to treat your goals the same way, right? Why haven't we been prioritizing our goals in order for us to become successful? Realistically, a partner objection is like, all right, like, has your partner been aware of you struggling for the past amount of time? Yes, okay. Do you think that your partner wants to see you in a worse situation or in a better position? Oh, in a better position, okay. And she's very supportive of you, right? Yeah, 100%. Okay, so absolutely. So if this is something that's gonna help you and change not only your life, but her life as well, why not invest in yourself? So it's just letting them know like, hey, listen, that the full responsibility falls on them. Because realistically, they don't need to speak to their partner. They're shifting the responsibility on someone else. Because at the end of the day, if their partner was to tell them no, if their partner tells them no, they're not going to proceed, right? So we need them to realize. So even if your partner said no, that means that your life is never going to change. You're going to be stuck in the same situation over and over again, right? Because you're not treating your goals like, no, this has to be done no matter what, right? You're asking for permission. Come on now, right? So people just like shifting the responsibility on themselves. Eventually, you guys will have a lot of calls like this. It's just people who just shift the responsibility on someone else. Like the other person's going to make the decision for them. Right? But realistically, the other person is not going through that situation that they're going through currently, right? So It's just shifting responsibility, and they have to take action and claim and be accountable for their actions and their decisions that they made, right? So that's the partner objection. And every sales call is important to follow this framework. If you do not follow this framework, you will not improve, you will not be consistent, right? This is something that's very important. You cannot rush this, you cannot skip over the steps. Take your time. This is what elite closers do, all right? So it's important to know where you're at in the framework, follow all these steps. You cannot rush the process, you cannot skip over steps, because at that point, it's sloppy, you're not being a closer, you're just talking, right? That's not how it works, all right? So this is the full sales call framework, right? Follow that. This is gonna be the key for your success. Again, take your time, master it. If you're lost, see where you're at and go back to it, right? It's okay. Maybe the opening was a little choppy, but go back and pick yourself up, right? Because we don't want you all over the place for the whole call like this, back and forth, right? Just follow the process. Again, do not rush it. Do not rush it. Follow the process. You gotta treat this process like it's the holy grail. No excuses, no exceptions. You need to follow this process. If you don't follow this process, you will not improve. You will not close deals. It's simple like that. So again, treat this very serious. This is A to Z, and we'll go more and further in depth. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next lesson.